is Topmate a scam or not? And the link basically had a Google sheet of a lot of people on Topmate, which is a platform where you can connect with other professionals in the industry by paying some money.
If you're a person who wants to seek help, want to get help from any of the platform, it might be LinkedIn, Twitter, or Topmate as well. I don't think so. A person who is doing that task for 500 rupees or 100 rupees is gonna do justice for helping you. And as soon as you put incentive on a wrong pedal, right, everything in gamification becomes a misery.
I don't know a single legit person who uses Topmate. Welcome to this week's edition of the Indian Startup Desktop. Let's go!
Hello, hello, hello.
If you're watching us for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel below. Alright, let's get started. Nikhil Kamath's urge. Nikhil Kamath, when it's been 40 minutes into his podcast and he's not been able to ask founders about childhood trauma.
Oh my god. One consistent question every time, right?
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to Stalker Alert. Stalked him so hard, I started contributing to his open source projects. Hormones are a hell of a drug.
100x dev.
Moving on to Frido's mini e-lafda. If you're on Twitter, it's impossible to not notice Frido and all of the posts that they do. But this guy apparently is calling them out by saying importing niche items from China, labeling them make in India with 400% margins is huge business, friends.
I don't disagree a word on that tweet, but let's see what it is now.
Look at his reply, the founder's reply. I'm glad you will earn a few cents with everyday engagement farming like this. This is designed and made in India, works better than China imports, isn't even launched, so how do you know about margins? Wait, you don't, and it doesn't matter. All you need is 400 cents.
Don't you think like he could have reacted better on it? Like, was it even necessary? I think so. Ignoring this would have been a better reply than even doing this.
Look, I mean, this is all subjective, right? I mean, if I'm a founder and I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears in building something, and somebody without any context is saying something that I know is incorrect, yes, I will try to say it in the right possible way, but sometimes you don't know, right? Sometimes you will just lash out, and I think that's clearly what happened here.
And usually, when you lash out, it's when you don't have substance to speak.
Yeah. Look at this. Want to come one on one and debate this on a live stream? Sheesh.
See, doesn't even make sense. But like the entire debate is like, if you can't make them in India and if you are getting much more unit economics by importing them in China, and if you're very clear about it, why even defend it? Just say, yeah, this is business and it makes sense for business. There are few products which are made in India, there are few products which are made in China. But if they sell.
Yeah, look at this. So where in India do you make the product? Beijing, India. Let's move on to
Just
Project Man.
beyond Bhiwandi, actually.
I love how we invented the term project manager to make it acceptable for adults to be absolutely useless.
And then there are people who just double confirm that I'm product manager, not project manager.
Protein all the way. Oh, I'll tell you how I'll read this. Protein gutka, someone please stop. Sheesh, dude.
Oh my god.
There's protein in everything now. There's
Yeah,
protein water. Did you see that?
I saw protein vada pav. I saw a bunch of things. But crazy, right? Like there were like at least 100 companies to which Amul was providing raw materials, which means the whey, and they used to build the powder out of it. And suddenly a large market got created, and one day Amul woke up and said that, guys, now I'm entering the game. I have the
Yeah.
raw material, I have the final product, I have the distribution, I have the market, I have all the capital of the world that is required, and I'll run the show now.
Moving on to a very interesting use of ChatGPT. This chap in Bangalore, he apparently demonstrated the power of AI when he used ChatGPT to negotiate an auto fare from 200 rupees to 120, overcoming a language
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ
barrier.
ಇವರು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಯಾಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ 100ಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ಅಯ್ಯ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಣ್ಣ 150 ಹೇಳಿತ್ತು 120 ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ತೆಳ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ
ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೋರಿ ಅಣ್ಣ ನಾನು 30 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡೀನಿ
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಅಣ್ಣ 120 ಇಸ್ ಫೈನ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್
120 fine ಅಂತ ಅದು.
Pretty cool, no?
Yeah, let's put a break to all the debates and use ChatGPT to decide this.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it'll work.
I also don't think it'll work.
Looks scripted.
Of course.
Good thing ChatGPT can talk in Kannada or it would be banned in Bangalore.
Good one.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the e-lafda of the week. Is Topmate a scam or not? Pawan, we've spoken a lot about this offline, but let's dive deep into this right now. But even before we read this tweet, I'll tell you what happened. There was this Google software developer who came out with a post saying that fan companies are hiring, but people don't know about it. People aren't aware that these companies are hiring, and there is a bunch of open roles. If you guys want to see these open roles, please click on the link. And the link basically had a Google sheet of a lot of people on Topmate, which is a platform where you can connect with other professionals in the industry by paying some money. And this link was a sheet of all of these top made profiles with a link to actually book and pay money for a referral. And this is why people are calling them out. This is not a list of actively hiring HRs. This is a list of HRs with active top made profiles. There are no direct HR contacts. There are links to their top made profiles, and you have to book something to get in touch with the HRs. There is no mention of roles, just company, their title, and their name. How are companies like Adobe, Uber, Amazon, etc., not seeing this possible recruitment malpractice and highlighting the conflict of interest? This list is not meant to help job seekers. This list is meant to help these recruiters earn an income from doing things that are in direct conflict with their job.
Things people do for surviving in Bangalore.
But yeah, it's crazy, dude. I mean, what are your thoughts, Pavan? Do you think Topmate is a scam or not?
See, for us to understand if Topmate is a scam or not, we need to understand evolution of how referrals have been working in the industry. Referrals started from a place where organizations were not able to hire enough people, and then the HR team had to build out an incentive plan for people to get their own known people. Like referral always meant that bring someone who you worked with before, who
And
you
you know
share a
personally. Exactly, yeah.
professional relationship before. And
Yeah.
as soon as you put incentive on a wrong pedal, right, everything in gamification becomes a misery.
Yeah.
People start to refer their friends, people start to refer their relatives, someone who they don't know professionally, actually, because now it's a two-way incentive, right? The person who you are bringing is getting a new job at a better pay mostly, and the person who is referring is also going to get a hefty bonus. More the funding for the startup, more the bonus. And
Yeah.
this is how incentive gets set in a wrong direction, actually. No
True.
one cares about whether his referral is gonna lead to a better outcome for the company or not. He's just gonna care about whether this referral is gonna lead to him getting the bonus or not.
The outcomes are very misaligned. The company doesn't win because they are just getting a ton of applicants, most of whom the person who's referring don't know. The person who's getting referred, he thinks he's getting a big foot in the door in the company, but for all you know, the person who referred you referred 20 other profiles similar to you.
Yeah.
And only the person who is referring, he basically makes a couple of bucks, but in this process, he tarnishes his image. The company, the HR doesn't trust him again, him or her again, etc. as well. But look, I like the idea of Topmate as a platform, right? Because we all know that it's very hard to get certain, meetings and certain time slots with certain people who are, elder to us, more senior to us, etc. So I like the fact that a platform like this exists. But the reflection of it is that majority of the use cases used on this platform are very shady, unethical, stupid, and very brain dead kind of activities, right? How to spruce up your LinkedIn game, how to write better chat gpt prompts. Like, these are very basic stuff, and I'm so surprised that people are actually paying not a lot of money, but people are still paying money to access services like this. And look, Pavan, maybe you can relate to this as well. I've had a very fortunate and grateful journey in my life, and whatever advice I've gotten are completely for free. And these are people who are much bigger than me, much more senior than me, much more smarter than me as well. If either one of those people would have been like, Pete, I will charge you 500 rupees for talking to me for half an hour or for 1 hour. immediately my antennas would have gone up. I immediately would have
Yeah.
thought there's something shady about it. So I'm so surprised that students aren't thinking that or aren't feeling that this is something that people are trying to make a quick buck out of, right? But look at that marketing person come out with a post. Saw a lot of misinformed people on Twitter calling Topmate a scam, OnlyFans for techies, Calendly with payments, etc. So I did what any sane marketer would do. I printed their ads and pasted them all over HSR. Wow, very smart. If you're one of those people who think that every marketing is great marketing, then I have nothing else to tell you. Look, look. If you think that paying 100 rupees to get a referral at a fan company is ethical and should be encouraged, then Topmate, go for it. Please do this more and more. But don't pretend and walk around like you're helping youngsters, you're helping students, because you're really not. Because this is the kind of process that they learn, and whenever a junior or somebody who's lesser privileged than them comes and asks them for help after a year or down the line, this is exactly what they're going to do. People, like, you need to pay it forward, right? And all of us are here because of countless sacrifices, countless help that we've gotten from our networks, people we don't know, people we run into, people who are just around us. And it is, I believe that it is kind of our duty to pay it forward, whether it's a simple referral, whether it's a simple call, etc. as well. And I think the larger point, and I kind of mentioned this in one of the posts that I put out as well, but I think the larger point that really goes out is, today all of us get a ton of messages from people
Yeah.
saying, "Dear respected sir slash madam, myself, Alok Kumar, studying in," and we just don't feel like replying to these messages because of how poorly this is phrased. You have not even taken the time to call me by my name, go through my profile to find out one thing that you actively connect with me on. You're sending me a cut copy paste message that you've sent to 200 people over there. Why should I give you that time? Is basically what goes on in my mind. But I feel like if a lot of us actually take out time to educate these people, and that this is not the way you have to reach out to people in a professional setting, and just communicate this more and more, I don't know. I think things are going to improve. What do you think, Pavan?
See, you told the candidate side of story, which is very legit. From the other side as well, if you're a person who wants to seek help, want to get help from any of the platform, it might be LinkedIn, Twitter, or Topmate as well. I don't think so. A person who is doing that task for 500 rupees or 100 rupee is gonna do justice for helping you.
Yeah.
He'll only do justice for that 500 rupees or 100 rupee. They will not go above and beyond to make sure that you reach where you want to reach or what you are seeking help for. So if you actually are seeking help, put the effort, make a pitch in certain way or in such a way that the other person is convinced to help you without that 500 rupee bait. There are few use cases which I feel like fitness and nutrition. I don't know how much of the total TAM of top weight is these kind of use cases, which seem legit, but building
Yeah,
market
this is
for this
actually a
is
very
hard.
legit use case. I also have a personal trainer that I pay a boatload of money to, but that is proprietary information that this person has
Exactly,
learned. That's part and parcel of their skill.
exactly.
Like,
So I'm pretty sure Topmate tried to focus on right things at some point, but did not find traction there. Got back to what got traction them, which is like
I agree.
make,
I agree.
making
Look, I
people
don't
connect.
think the founders of Topmate were trying to scam people or trying to enable scams to happen. I know, I completely believe that they have the right intentions. It is just that they have to move how the market basically responds to them, and that's unfortunately where we're at. Dude, and you know what, Pavan? This girl who basically put out the initial post, which talks about the referrals and Topmate and links and all that, she has basically completed only 6 months in Google, and now this girl is basically giving gyan on how life is at Google, how you can join Google and have a crazy life.
Is it one of those YouTuber person who goes to office at 9:30, has a coffee and a
No, but
breakfast there, then works for 15 minutes, then has lunch?
I go to Google, I drink my cappuccino, I have some Facebooks, all of that. But this girl is actually very popular on YouTube. She has some 30K followers,
Of
subscribers or
course.
something. So
Then
um,
she's that one dude, what we were discussing about.
yeah, but way more popular than you Indian startup desktop people, dude.
Of course.
Look at, he just ratioed him 20
Yeah,
to
yeah.
85. That means people agree to Shantanu more.
I don't think so. Like, there are people who would be actively supporting Topmate who are real users of Topmate. It's one such platform where people who are really paying are the ones who are needy rather than being loved by the platform. I feel like that's how the intentions of people were when they started a LinkedIn, when they started a Topmate, so on and so forth. But it goes back to that question: would you be entertaining anyone anywhere to provide him guidance about how to enter startups? No. You would also have a
Yeah.
certain criteria, right? You would want the other person to do his homework. You would want the other person to be involved in it. You would want the other person to be deserving to listen what you're going to tell him. So that
Yeah.
effort needs to be coming out. I don't think so. There is a need of a platform. The existing platforms will do the job. It's just that the other person needs to be smart enough to find the way beyond money.
Honestly, no response is better than receiving a top made link and reply to cold DMs.
But I've been very fortunate, dude. I have never been sent a top mate request when I've reached out to someone for help or have like asked something.
You know
Has
why?
this
You know
happened to you,
why?
Pete?
Yeah. You
Why?
know why? It's because you and me, we are reaching out to the right people. If somebody ever sends you a top made link telling them that they want to get paid for just helping you, trust me, they are not the right person to reach out to. I don't know a single legit person who uses Topmate. Maybe I'm wrong, but based on my experience and my interactions, I've never come across anybody who's legit and still uses Topmate. But yeah, that's it from this week's edition of the Indian Startup Desktop. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel below. See you next week. Bye bye. Get a chat GPT generated reply from me. This is, yeah, it's sarcastic.
I really liked it, dude. All the things are very pointy.
VC rejection therapy session. I'll scream things which no VC will tell you. 4,20,000. Get a chat GPT generated reply from me.
No.
Watch me do nothing and stare at silence. Gets cancelled. Get a brutal reality check. Get a response from my dog. Woof woof.
Oh,
Okay,
damn.
yeah, this is sarcastic. Sorry, I didn't check it before.